Hey folks, Matt with PressFlo here, and I'm excited to showcase our latest release. So this is PressFlo by PressFlo. You can get there by going to pressflo.inc. So when you get there, you're going to land on our home page right here. There's some information you can check out there. When you're ready, you can go ahead and click that Get Started. Now, once you've created a login, you're able to then go ahead and log in with our credentials, and it's going to bring you into this dashboard. Now, this dashboard that I'm looking at already has a few schedules that are in there. I'm going to show you how we can utilize the ability to save schedules as well as create schedules, and of course, most importantly, figure out the production time, which is the entire purpose of this tool. So to do that, I'm just going to first go ahead and hit this Create Schedule button. When I do that, it brings us into this new view that shows us the actual schedule settings. Now, we've got some options in here for you to utilize however you'd like to. You can actually name the schedule. So, for example, if I wanted to name this Wednesday, July 20th, I can do that, right? And the production date, I can even choose that day. So I can have a nickname if I prefer, whatever's best. Run type is going to be automatic or manual. If I change this to manual, you'll see down here that we're going to see some strokes per hour change. And then here it'll go to automatically pieces per hour. So that's the main difference right there. But next, let's come down over here, and these are the assumption rates. So these are the rates that we're going to actually use to figure out that time. So setup time, minutes per screen. Right now we have a very generous 15 minutes. Now think about it. This is the time to get the screen in, get it registered, get the flood bar squeegee in, get it inked, all that fun stuff, right? And test print. So how much per screen? So we can set it to be 15, you can change it to be 10, 12, whatever you want that to be. Just go ahead and type in whatever that should be. So let's say in this case we think it's going to be 13 minutes. So I can just go ahead and type in 13, right? Run rate. What's the press usually run per hour, right? Does it run 300 pieces per hour, 500 pieces per hour, 7 per hour? It kind of depends on the equipment you have, and if you have an additional puller and a catcher, how you're staffing that, as well as the kind of work it's going to be. So let's go ahead and put it at a 350 per hour assumption right there for average run speed. Color change. So if we're going to do an ink changeover, let's say, for example, there's a job that you're printing, and after a good amount of the job, they want to change the blue to a purple. Same screen, just different ink. So we're going to go ahead and change that ink out. So to card that ink off, put it into the bucket, clean it off, get the new ink in. How long is that going to take for that color changeover? I've got 10 minutes in there. I'm going to leave that there. Next, we have the print time delay. Think of this as like any reason for a delay. Now, oftentimes I'll see things like long sleeves. Long sleeves, to get them over the platen, can be very, very hard, especially down the arm of the actual platen, because you got to stretch it out, right? So oftentimes I'll see people say that for long sleeves, they're dealing with up to a 40% decrease in productivity. So what is that print time delay? Let's go ahead and put 40% in this case. So we've now set the assumption rates. We're now going to start to build our actual schedule. So we can click this Add Job button, and here we've got this little area that opens up down here. So we can name this job. I personally am going to use my Printavo invoice ID number. So let's say that's going to be the invoice ID number, right? I could also use the job nickname, but I like to use my Printavo actual job number. Okay, color changes. Let's say that there's none for this one. We can leave that blank. Is there a need for a print delay? Maybe not in this case, so we don't need to worry about it, right? Just a standard screen print job. So there's going to be, let's say, 3 colors for this job, so 3 screens, and there's going to be 568 shirts. Well, we can see right there it's 136 minutes, 568 impressions, and 3 screens. We see right here the runtime as well. Now, if there's a secondary location for this, we can go ahead and add another location. We can solve for that again. Maybe it's 4 screens, and it's going to be for the full 568 again. So we see right here, we've now added that. That's going to be 285 for this entire job, right? If we wanted to keep it separate, we could always just remove that, leave that here. We see the runtime of 136, and we can always make another new job. And this can even be 1472, and we could do like a -2 or something if we'd like to go that route as well, right? So you can keep going. We can add in, let's say it's going to be 4, and it's going to be 568 units again, right? So now we've got another 149. Now maybe on this one, there is a color change. There's 2 color changes. That's going to account for that time. If we did want to introduce the delay, we could also toggle that on, and that's going to show that new delayed amount, right? So we can set these to be whatever we'd like, and we can keep adding these jobs until we have the total schedule. So you can look to fill up your entire day if you'd like. Now we can also hit save schedule on this, and it's going to save that for us. We can export this as a PDF if we'd like. That's going to make it nice and easy to be able to use that data later on. We can take a quick look what that looks like right here. So here's what that looks like right there, right? So we can see some of that information. Now we can hop back over here, and we're right back into that schedule. So I saved the schedule as Wednesday, July 20th. So if I go to my schedules right here, I can see Wednesday, July 20th, right? I can also go to my dashboard and find that as well, right? Now, what you can do is you can actually search your schedules for not only the schedule, but also for a job number, right? So I believe if I open this schedule, we'll see that we've got a job named 1472, right? So when I go over here, I'm going to type in 1472, and I'm going to click search, and it's going to actually say, okay, it's on the schedule, so I can open that schedule up now, right? So I can see what's happening. Now, going into this, you see we've actually opened up another time. Once we saved the schedule, we've opened up another area right here, where if you'd like to, you could actually have this by the press operator, and they could actually click Start Job. If they do that, it's going to actually show it's currently in progress, and it's also holding a timer in the back end. So as this job's running, we'll be able to actually, if they hit stop, know how much time the job actually took in actual runtime to help us be able to look at our estimated runtime versus our actual to make sure that our assumption rates are accurate. Now, if we're using Printavo or another tool and we already have that production time data, then we don't necessarily need to use the start-stop function. We can always enter the time manually by clicking right here, and we have the ability to enter that time manually. So I'm going to go ahead and hit stop job on this one, and we can see here that it was about 1 minute of actual runtime. So we'd be able to look at that and see, oh wow, we flew through that job. Normally wouldn't go that quick, of course, right? So again, we got the dashboard to see our schedules. We can also look at our schedules, search through our schedules, go through them, open those schedules up, and we can make audits to how long the actual runtime was. And again, we can very easily figure out our production times. So again, if you are using another production software and you're just looking to have the way to find that time, then you can literally just set this here, right here, add your job, and you can just go through and say, okay, it's 4 colors, it's 380 pieces. Cool, 135 minutes. Go ahead and fill that out in your other software, and then go ahead and do the next job and keep going. So this should hopefully make your life easier with whatever software that you're currently using. And again, if you're not using any software, you can save your schedules right here to help make your life a little bit easier. Hopefully you enjoy PressFlo. Please let us know your thoughts and comments, and we look forward to building more things in the future for you and for print shops. Thanks so much.